To my dear family, this is an opportunity for me to share with you some memories and perhaps values of importance to me. The most important things I learned from my parents were love and kindness and frugality. Frugality was probably number one. My dad, Ben Cohen, was the one who practiced kindness and gentleness. He was such a gentleman. He was also a gentleman. He cautioned me never to hate, to always help others, and I tried to emulate that gentleness. Early in her life, my mom, Bertha Tavel, had to support her family. Her father had left Vilna for Colorado because there was money to be made here during the silver rush. He couldn't afford to bring the family. My mom quit school and became a seamstress and sewed whole wardrobes for rich women. She finally made enough money and brought the rest of her family to Colorado. I think being in the position of supporting the family at age 13 hardened her, and this impacted my feelings about my mom and her background. I hoped I would never be in such a difficult situation. My father sent money to his family in Europe whenever he had it. He was one of 11 children. He brought over 2 brothers and a sister. We were struggling, and my mom would say, "Ben, Rena has cardboard in the soles of her shoes." And my dad would pull out his empty pants pockets and say, "Bertha, I sent all I had to my family." He felt so blessed to be in this country that he thought that was enough. That was a beautiful, powerful lesson in loyalty. I was the youngest of 3 daughters. I was adored by Rena and Donna. Among the 3 of us, love was the highest value. The first summer both my sisters went to work at the Denver Dry, they were 13 and 15. They wanted to break out of poverty. At 17, Rena was awarded the Denver Post Drama Scholarship at the Lamont School of Music. When I was 11, I read for her teacher and also received a scholarship. I studied drama with Iris Pavey Gilmore and voice with Madame Blanche DaCosta. This was our way out of the world of immigrants. It's what shaped us. Mrs. Gilmore brought out the very best. She was a continuing, powerful presence in my life. One of the most impactful discoveries for me was to hear laughter and applause. It was a glorious feeling, performing in front of an audience. At age 16, I went to an audition at Bonfils Theater. I was given number 17 and told to await my turn. When they called number 17, I looked around. I never got up. Stage fright. It slowed my career. I met Cy when I was 19. He was in the reserves, training as a medic at Fitzsimmons Hospital. He expected to get out of the service after a year, December 18th. But December 7th, Pearl Harbor was bombed. 4 long years later, he was discharged. We were married in August of 1942. Our wedding was in my parents' home. My mother made the food plus the 3-tiered wedding cake and my purple velveteen wedding outfit. Cy shipped out in March of 1943. Rena and I lived with our parents while our husbands were in the military. Cy was overseas for 26 months. I almost couldn't remember what he looked like, but we easily reconnected and we started our family with the birth of Andrew in December of 1947. I performed in local synagogues and PTA productions over the next 20 years. And in 1957, I was offered the leadership of a new program of National Council of Jewish Women. It was called Children's Traveling Theater. We developed fairy tale plays for elementary school children and performed in public schools in poor neighborhoods. School administrators were grateful to have us and treated us with respect. I remained chair of this loyal group of dedicated women for 20 years, sometimes directing, always acting, dragging sets and props from storage and back, and always loving it. I made lifelong friends who shared the gratification of our mission. It was a great creative outlet that came with public recognition. What a precious gift this was. The most meaningful events were around family. The joy of adding to our family with the births of our 4 children, the get-togethers with my sisters and their families. Donna had a flair for beautiful things and taught me to appreciate them. Rena was my role model. She was a visual artist, a beautiful actress, a raconteur. She inspired me. Sai's love was complete. He was so generous. He respected my parents. He supported me always. He was a loving father and played a big role in giving our children their values. I believe they have adopted them, and they always make me proud. I'm most grateful for the kind of life I had. It's been pretty amazing, full of love, 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 relatively good health, friendships that were precious, and my children. They have been my rock and my joy. Each in their own way has made my life fuller and richer. They settled down with wonderful partners. Stephen and Arthur have been more like sons than in-laws, so helpful and eager to make my life simpler. Maureen, too, has been loving and generous. I treasure the respect and love of Sharon and Catherine. I am eternally grateful. Who could ask for anything more? Until my grandchildren. They are determined to include me in their lives, especially since their grandfather passed away. They've made me feel important to them and respected. They give my life meaning. I don't think I've ever come up with a hardship that I couldn't handle. I've had some dark moments, but they've passed. Time is important, as in this too shall pass. The values I hold dear are honesty, integrity, love, kindness, happiness, humor, and contentment. Look for the good in people. Tip generously. Try not to be judgmental. Work hard to save the planet. Find yourself a Mrs. Gilmore. Love yourself before you can love anybody else. Stay hopeful and optimistic and do the right thing. And above all, never forget that you are loved and have been loved since the day you were born.